Today is Sunday, it's the 8th of October 2023 and we're actually down in Paguera. It's a beautiful sunny day, still very warm. Anita's got a parasol out, I've got my hat on and we need it today, so we're going to have a little walk along the promenade here in Paguera. And so we're actually on the La Romana beach here. So this is the beach here. Lots of people have joined us today and it's so warm that there's lots and lots of people cooling off in the sea.
And it does look very inviting.
And it looks very clean, doesn't it? Yeah. So like Palma Nova, there's 3 beaches here. This is the first one from the eastern side. And then just in the distance there, you can see the middle beach. And then around that headland in the distance, there is a 3rd beach. So we're going to take a walk around. And we walked to the very end of the beach. There is apparently, if you go over this little hillside here, another tiny little beach, but it's a bit of a scramble to get there, so us old fogies would give that one a miss.
What are you talking about?
Sorry. Old fogies, dear. Does that not include you? But certainly includes me. I'm not scrambling over that. However easy it might look. Leave that to the younger generation. It's a Sunday, and I guess because it's a Sunday, you're going to get quite a few locals who've come down to the beach to cool off. It does have services, so there is a lifeguard on duty. There's a green flag out saying it's safe to swim, and at the back you can see the big white cross there. There's toilets available. What's not so good news is that the bar that was on the beach that Anita and I have been to many times in the past never made it into this summer. Sotavento restaurant bar. We've been there many times in the past for a drink. We've never eaten there, I don't think. But a great place to sit and just look out over the beach. And it's got this wonderful view. But it's been closed all season and is looking pretty derelict. That's interesting. I noticed this was broken as we came along. It's actually not broken. It's hiding a trig point. Trig
what
points.
Does that show?
Well, they're used when they come to survey areas. If they want to survey somewhere, that's sort of like a reference point, and they measure everything from there. Not a milestone. They're called trig points in England, and everything is referenced from one of those to wherever else. And just as we were walking along, Anita and I was observing that the promenade's really quite nice, but it's showing in places that it's in need of a little bit of repair, a little bit of TLC. Quite a few of the paving slabs in part are cracked, some are actually broken and some are partially missing. You can see one there, look. They filled it in with a bit of cement, but it's not quite the thing to do, is it? And lots of them here. I don't know how well it shows up on the camera, but lots of them are actually just cracked. So at some point in the future, Calvia, this Paguera falls in the Calvia region, is going to need to come down here and do some repair work.
Mess here.
Yeah, that's one looks real mess. There's a few boats out on the sea. One that caught my eye as we came in, it just looked like a block, and it's rock steady in the water. It's a big catamaran, and it just doesn't move in the water. It doesn't shake, rattle and roll. It's very calm. It doesn't have the nice lines of some of the boats. So the promenade changes here into I think what it always used to be, and this is sort of a more natural sort of stone feel to it, with the moraise bricks, sandstone. It is a little bit uncomfortable. I've got my trainers on, Nita's got flip-flops on, but it's very, very uneven.
wheelchair.
No, if you've got a pushchair, it'd be really quite uncomfortable. And here it is quite steep. First time I've noticed that, but there's a bit of the beach there that Calvia have decided to rope off because there's a rock that looks as though it's about to fall into the sea, well, fall onto the rocks below, so it's not safe. I don't know why they just didn't prize it away and make it safe. The sea's looking particularly clear and very inviting. Snorkelers out. Howard was here a couple of weeks ago and he was telling me he did some snorkeling, got some good fish views while he was here in Paguera. So this is one of the main beaches here, nice big sandy beach. And very busy. It's nice and shallow, so you can walk out quite a distance. Unlike Camp Picafort, where everyone was crowded towards the shoreline, here they're out to quite a distance. You've got some buoys there in the distance which indicate where you can swim to safely and not get molested by boats. This is carried on, so we move on.
That's some new graffiti.
Pardon?
That's some new graffiti in that shorey voice.
Yeah, the gecko was there before, but the writing was not. It said in other videos that Palma have declared war on graffiti artists by giving them huge fines and supposedly cleaning up the graffiti if any new graffiti appears within a 48-hour period. I'm yet to see how effective the measures are. Let's see. So coming back now onto a paved promenade, and this one goes all the way around to the end of this beach. Big, nice, wide promenade next to the hotel here, which changed its name. It's now called the Vibra. At least that's what the sign on the top says. Again, we have a lifeguard on duty. Flags are out, toilets at the back, and there's quite a few bars, restaurants just at the back of this beach, so you don't have to go too far for a drink. And we're actually fairly close to the main road as well that passes through Paguera, so if you do want a meal or a drink, then that's another alternative for you. That's the hotel. Thankfully they've got no music blaring out today. I think the last time we came here, really loud music, which
it's in the distance.
I don't like. Doesn't do anything for me at all. I went to the football match last night. Real Mallorca playing Valencia, and we always go to a bar beforehand, and suddenly they've decided to put a disco on at the bar.
It isn't a disco, it's a DJ, darling.
A DJ? I don't know. I don't know all these terms, darling. A DJ. Anyway, he was making or his machines were making a hell of a racket. It's just this loud bang, 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 bang beat. So I had one drink and we left. It just doesn't work for me. I must be getting old. I must be getting old. And Anita, she's jiving away at all of these things. Are you? No, exactly. So we both left. The places that have really loud music just tend to put me off. And I'll move on to the next place. Anyway, more reports on the football. Well, what promised to be a really good and exciting match. It was quite an exciting match, but the result didn't really favour what we expected. So in the first 4 minutes, Mallorca had a spectacular start, bang, 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 playing really well, and in the 4th minute scored a goal, so 1-up right at the beginning. And it was a really good goal. Watched the replay of it, and it was an excellent goal, passed by Mariqui. Danny Rodriguez volleyed it in, so excellent goal, 1-0, and we look to be cruising. But Mallorca, as Mallorca do, tend to sit back a little bit, and when they do, they give the opposition chances. And they didn't actually come, so Mallorca carried on holding on. 45 minutes and we were still winning 1-0, and then they added 3 minutes of injury time, and in the second of those, 4 minutes was it, in the second of those, on the 47th minute, Valencia scored. A bit of a mix up in the box, and well, easy goal in the end, and so it went in at 1-1 at half time, and Mallorca had lost their advantage, and so they came out in the second half, and in the second half Mallorca did press on, and they had some really good chances. Mariqui had a fantastic header that was saved. Larin came on, a new signing, hasn't really done too much yet, but he had an opportunity, fluffed it again. Anna had a shot that was on target but saved very easily, just not enough power in it. And we get to the end of the match, and that was it, a 1-1 draw. A point, but should have been 3 points, so I think we'll look at that one as having lost 2 points rather than gained 1 point. Just a warning, if you are walking along this, there are steps, and so this particular promenade, a nice little park here for the children. We bring Luna here sometimes. She likes to play on the parks. So Mallorca gained a point, which is a point's always valuable. But really we're not starting as well as we started last season. And I think at this point last season we were a little bit higher up the table, got a few wins under our belts. At the moment we haven't actually won one game at home. Next week... Sorry?
Have we won an away one?
I think we won one away. Next week is no football for us, it's some international break. So next week we'll have a week off, and then we've got a very hard game against Real Sociedad, and then the next home game, seems ages away, is against Getafe, which I think is on this Saturday. The date has now been announced. Funny thing about Spanish football, La Liga, is that they don't, at the beginning of the season, inform you what dates the matches are going to be. They'll tell you around about which weekend they are, but not the actual date. So if you look at the beginning of the season, every match is on a Sunday or on a Wednesday if it's a midweek match. But that's not true, because some matches are on Friday, some on Saturday, some on Sunday, and some on Monday. And the whole reason behind that is to maximise the television rights. So most matches are at different times, so you can actually sit and watch football all weekend. A nice rusty Barco there. And a nice webcam up there. Just head up towards the village here. And this is the shady side of the street. Shops are on the other side, so keeping our distance at the moment. However, if we want to go to the next beach, we have to go up the road here. So we carry on up there and we get to the main shopping street. Going this way, we'll end up down along the next beach. Lisa just pointed out that this shop's still open. It's been for sale for a long, long time. And Lisa bought some shorts there a while ago.
And a dress.
A dress, was it? And a dress. Oh, lots of things she's been buying there. So this is a bit of a climb to go up here, but nowhere near as the climb if you're going to come in the other direction. So I don't think we're going to be coming back this way. This is a pedestrian way, but I guess the people who've got houses here do have access. So we do occasionally get a car coming along. No sooner as I have said that as the cars come along. It is a pedestrian with access to the houses and apartments along this way. So I'm at the top now and we're heading down. And it's so steep they put a handrail there.
Easier to walk down.
Yeah, certainly coming back up it is just a steep little bit of road really. I'll let you catch up with me when I get to the bottom. Well, this is the third and biggest beach in Paguera. You can see it's a big bay. Again, very shallow. You can see people walking and they're not even up to their knees and they're quite far out. So a very safe beach. There is a socorrista, a lifeguard, green flag out there right in the centre, and there are toilets on this beach as well. Anita's gone to sit down somewhere. I'll go and catch up with her. She's down here somewhere. I've actually got a little bit of shade on this beach, so on this side, a bit of shade, and you can see there's a police car here, just actually walking past the policeman who's chatting to the socorrista, the lifeguard, and well, it's nice to see we do have police on patrol. Some people have been complaining about that in some parts. Carry on. I think we do have a little bit of shade along some parts of this beach, and it does have bars and restaurants for most of the way along, so you can get a little bit of refreshment. Got all the parasols out and beach beds. We're in the Calvia area, so it's a little bit different than others. We were in Camp de Mar recently. I was in Camp de Mar, and they do have little lock-up boxes there on the parasol, so you can put your valuables in there, your wallet, your watch, whatever you want to put in there, and you have a key and you put that on your wrist and you can go for a swim and your valuables are kept safe. But that doesn't appear to happen on the Calvia beaches, so this beach can't see any here.
So which beaches are they?
Where the lock-ups, yeah. That was in Costa La Calma. Some private apartments here, which are right on the beach. Fantastic views of the beach and the sea and mountains in the distance. We're now heading to the sun. It's 8th of October and it's getting on for 30 degrees again today. But the temperatures will change apparently next week. And going across the mainland, we've got a cold front coming in. So it depends how quickly it passes over the mainland, how quickly it gets to us. and its strength will depend on how much it's been weakened by going over the mainland. So sometimes they maintain the strength and we get really bad storms, and on other occasions they get depleted, and we hardly notice them at all when we get here. So when they get here, so I'll keep you posted. I know there's quite a few people still to come on holiday this season. I'm getting a few questions about when the season's ending and when will it restart. The constant aim of the councils here is to spread the season out a little bit, and they're always fighting with hoteliers who want to close the hotels, and the consequence of that is airlines don't want to fly here. Well, this year the hotels, or some hotels, have said, no, we're going to stay open, we've got a really good summer, and the bookings are looking good right to the end, so we'll stay open a few weeks more. The consequence of that, or whether that was brought on by the fact that a number of airlines have also said, yeah, we think people will be going there in the winter, so we'll play on some more flights. So there's actually quite a lot more flights during the winter, and this year's going to break all records, we think, for people visiting the island. So a lot more flights, particularly from Germany, Scandinavia.
Not necessarily Britain.
Not necessarily, but I think from what I've been reading, there are actually going to be more British flights as well, at least more seats. So maybe we'll get more British as well. And the hotels are sort of obliging by staying open. And some people are saying, well, it's just too hot for us in July and August. We need it a bit more temperate. So coming in October or even November might be so good. One thing that does happen though is at the end of October the hour changes, and when the hour changes it goes dark very much earlier, and that's very noticeable, and will make quite a difference in the winter months. So I think Faith was saying that our walks are getting earlier and earlier. Well, certainly after the end of this morning, our evening walks will get a lot earlier because it will be going dark on us. But we've still got a few weeks left of the summer season. Got some sporting activities along the promenade. Keeping fit. Way too hot to be running. Oh.
Is it too hot to be walking even?
But we always find if you get to the end of October, and places start to shut down, particularly in the Promenade of Magaluf area, Magaluf in particular. And you wonder why, because the weather is so beautiful. Well, we'll see. This year could be the beginning of the change. Certainly they're trying to promote more sporty activities, particularly things like cycling and golf. And then they have rugby tournaments and football tournaments. So here's the lifeguard. I've just been hearing him blowing his whistle. Somebody infringing the rules. This shade here is for disabled people. And there's actually some crutches there to help you get into the sea if you have that difficulty. Very busy beach though, really absolutely packed. And all of these sun umbrellas on this side, they're all private. This is just people who brought their own sun umbrellas and their own sunbeds and plonked them on the beach. So a lot of locals, a lot of tourists as well. And then we're back to the paid ones on there. restaurants. It isn't even midday yet, and the restaurants are already serving food and getting busy. I don't know whether it's people having a late breakfast or having an early lunch or just having brunch. On the Aperols, and it isn't even midday.
On holiday.
And some not quite opened up yet. Some waves over here now in this corner. Yeah, so it's quite wavy here. It's still very shallow, so children can enjoy the waves. I always used to enjoy waves as a child, getting splashed, knocked about a bit. Here's one of these adult exercise machines.
What's on there?
I think the idea is just to keep you mobile, so you've got this, and, you know, one in each hand, and you do this sort of thing, and it sort of keeps your shoulders moving. And they've got one on each side. This one's a bit higher, so this probably is my sort of height. This is referred to as a little torrente. It's got water in it. So it's like a stream that's coming down from the mountains. If we've had a lot of rain, there'll be a lot of water in there. At the moment there is some water, and that's from rain that happened a couple of weeks ago. Top over there, right at the end there's a big building that's actually covered in sheeting, and it's undergoing reform. Not sure whether they're actually been working on it over the summer, because that used to be outlawed, but as of COVID things changed a little bit, so maybe they can. So the last thing you want when you're on your holiday on the beach is to have people with jackhammers banging away, making dust and noise. Yeah. This one, next one. So find a bit of shade, really. Just along is the roads or steps that take you up to the main shopping street just there. Yeah. Well, we found ourselves a little spot overlooking the sea, and I've got myself a little shandy. Anita's on the coffee, but she has got a bottle of water as well. Well, that's it from Paguera. We've walked all along all the three beaches, and it's getting very, very hot. We've had a nice drink, so we're going to be heading off home now. Thanks very much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye for now.
Bye.
Bye.